Okay guys, welcome, and today's video I'm only doing it not as a review, as more of an advice. Now in front of me I'll show you the three headsets I've actually accumulated over time, and I'll tell you why. So this is probably mainly advice to youngsters who are looking to buy a headset. Now where I look at it is, why spend so much money on headsets unless you're a pro player maybe and you've got the money to spend. Over time, initially I had an I think it was Turtle Beach, I can't remember what model it was, really old one, and then I replaced it with a quite expensive one, which actually I got it for free. I had to replace that one, and they gave me this literally on my birthday, which was quite surprising. And because it was free, I loved it and I looked after it until about a year ago, when everything went wrong. You can see the quality. I had it for about 4 years now. And the cushion's completely worn out, so I stopped using it and I ended up buying this one. And what I wanted to show you is the advice I want to give you is what headset should you buy for yourself. It's just an advice. You don't have to take it as a gospel, but reason that you need a headset is to play, listen comfortably. So what you need a headset for: comfort, connectivity, and these are the things you need to look for headsets. So my advice to you, if you're looking for a headset for just a casual gaming, and you're okay for having a wired connection, go for a wired connection. It'll save you money. The cost is very important as well, the factor that you've got to consider when you're buying a headset. So going back to the reason of why I want to give you the advice is because you don't have to spend a lot of money to get a good headset. These are the options that I'm going to give you when you're buying a headset. Okay, first of all, what do you need it for? What device? So if it's an Xbox, you'll notice that they make only for Xbox, and sometimes some of them you can use for PC, but there is a problem with that. If you use a PC only, then you might just have to get a headset for your PC, which will work out cheaper than going for multi-device connectivity. Just to explain to you in short, this one here is an old Turtle Beach 800X, I think, made for Xbox. But this one really works well on my PC, and I started using it again after I changed the cushion. And you can always get a replacement cushion and stuff. So you got to think of these options. And I've got one that's like a memory foam one, but there are pros and cons to these headsets as well. So I just want to give you what I've got so you don't make the same mistake. I like this headset not because of the comfort. It's not the most comfortable headset, but it's the app that it comes with. The sound quality is fine enough for me to use. The advantage is the connectivity, the way the chat can volume up and down, where I can mute it. But only problem with the muting with this is it's very touch sensitive, and I do like the voice prompt in there. It's brilliant. The voice prompt on these are not really that good, comparing that these are the later version. What I don't like about these headsets is that when you have your hands around the headset, you can by mistake press a button and it turns it on and stuff, which you don't want, or mute you don't really want to do. And when you've muted somebody, it tells you, it makes a little noise to tell you it's been muted, but the fact is you can't tell from looking at it if you muted the person or not. While these ones are quite simply easy. When you're talking, you have it open. When you close it, and it's basically muted. Same with this as well. It's got a little light on there that tells you when it's muted and not. So there are pros and cons to this as well, of buying a headset. Now you don't have to spend a lot of money on headset, because you can get a headset for £25, wired ones that will work fine for you, and if it does, good on you, that's good. As a youngster, you might not have that much money, so they'll work for you perfectly fine. But most people do like to go for a wireless headset because it's very versatile, you can move around. Now when you come to the wireless headset, there are quite a few options nowadays to go for. I wouldn't recommend spending any more than £100 on a headset if you're going for the up end the market, unless you want to spend £300 on the Astros, and you've got plenty more to choose from. You've got the SteelSeries Pro Series as well, which are amazing headset. So what I want to show you is what you can get for your money. Now these are all second hand. You might be surprised to hear this, apart from the fact they're actually quite new when I bought it. These two are very second hand. These were given to me new by as a replacement by Turtle Beach, and I was so happy for these. And as I said, I love the connectivity on this. It works perfectly fine, and I had good gaming with this, I must say. I bought these for my second PC because these are for PlayStation. So you've got to look at those things as well, depending on what device you're going for. Some can be cross-platform, some won't be. So this is one thing that you need to be aware of. And also, these are quite comfortable with a memory foam. You lose less sound, unless the material one, you tend to lose more sound through those gaps, while the leatherette that's gone here holds sound in more. And this one sounds a bit more deeper, a bit more. Of course, they're all clear sound. They all sound very well, by the way, I must say. I know some people tend to compare very detailed, but when you're playing games, you've got so much noise that's happening. Are you really aware of that much information? You may be aware of it if you're a pro player, but they're different they're going to be able to afford those expensive headsets. But as you and me, average Joe, we won't be able to afford those ones. So we have to go with the second-hand stuff, what we can get hold of. So my advice again to you is to make sure cost is a factor that you need to think of. The platform that you're going to be using, you need to think of connectivity. Now I tend to go for the ones that's got the Bluetooth on it as well, so I can connect my phone, so I can chat on my phone while playing my game or doing all sorts of things. Sound quality on most major brands now, apart from you go for some Chinese brand or whatever, the main brands that are on the market right now, they all sound very good. So don't fall for the trap of spending £300, £200 or whatever on a headset that you're not going to get the full use for it. My advice again is make sure you spend the right amount for the right product. And my greatest advice to anybody is, especially youngsters when they'll be throwing a headset about, is don't look after your headset. This has been with me for about 4 years or more, and to this day all I have to do is change the thing. I've still got to find something I can put on here to make it a bit more nicer. Maybe I put a cover on it or something. So I look after my stuff. That's how you keep things longer. This works very well on the PC in some sense, but the chat volume doesn't work as well, and the connectivity on the PC doesn't work. But I'm sure with PlayStation it connects seamlessly without any issue. The most comfortable headset that I've got are the SteelSeries, in terms of the lightness, the way it feels when you're wearing it. As you can see, they're very stretchy, comfortable. They stay on your head. Although you think it's very flimsy, it's not as flimsy as you think. While if you compare to the Tel, which ones I've got, very stiff, it holds in place. Luckily for me that these are PlayStation ones, but even though they're very stiff, they work very well because the cushion that way it falls into your ears is sort of quite comfortable, makes it comfortable although they're stiff. But if you've got a bigger head, I wouldn't recommend these. SteelSeries are the ones to go for. Even the cheaper ones, go for those if you have to, for the budget that you have. So just don't spend too much money on headset. That's the only advice I can give you. I would have given you the sound test on those, but to be honest with you, as an average Joe, you just want a headset that works well and comfortable, and depending on how much money you're going to spend. So I'm looking at the budget below £100 even around about £50 mark, because these are second hand, so I bought it for a good price on that. And that's what you look for, the best budget headset that you can go for. We don't have money to spend a lot on headset. I wish I could. Maybe when I get a bit more money, I'll go for the Pro series of these for sure, or the later one that comes out. Sound quality, they're all sort of very good. Mic quality is the only thing that sort of differs in most headset nowadays, I've noticed. But there's a later one that's come out by Corsair that's amazing mic quality, almost like a professional sound quality, and you might have to look into that. They're about £130 odd maybe, I think, something like that. But as I said, keep your budget low, get the best out of the money that you can. This probably video doesn't go for the people who have a lot of money, so I'm just giving advice to the youngster who has like a few quid to spend here and there. Just get a headset that works for you. If you prefer wireless, look for the cheapest one, but do go for the branded models. Now these are the SteelSeries, Turtle Beach, and you've got loads of others as well. You've got the Horizon ones, and you've got Corsair ones. But more you spend, better quality you might get, but you may not even notice the quality in some cases, because at the end of the day, we don't want to spend too much on headset unless you're some sort of expert in the sort of gaming field and so forth. So once again, just to recap on why I'm doing this video, is basically to show you don't have to spend a lot of money to get good sound. And also, if you've got an old headset, just repair it if you can, fix it up, use it. Don't spend too much money is my advice to you for today, and get something that works for you, for the device that you have, And only thing I was going to say about the SteelSeries that I tried to use on my PC, it works really well, but only one problem: the chat volume you can't control from the headset, which is quite disappointing. But on the computer, but it's fine for me. So you see, there's always a workaround. These do the same as well. Really works well on a PS. When it comes to computer, the chat volume doesn't work as well, and I love these over this one. It's only because of the mute thing, because I do have to mute. I've got family, so when they're around me, I tend to mute it. I just literally pull it up, it's muted. Same with the button, it tells me when it's been muted. And this one, you can't notice it when it's been muted. That's the only difference. But the connectivity wise, the app wise, this beats both of these. And that's the reason I'm using this for my PC, this for my Xbox, this for my second computer, because that's all I could afford. So my advice to you, buy what you can afford. That's all I can say to you. And hope you understand why I did the video, because you've been watching probably loads of other people doing new devices that come out. It's a lot more expensive, better quality. You don't have to spend arms and legs to buy those headsets. Go with what you can afford. That's the advice. So take care. Hope to see you again. And if you need any advice or anything else, just put a message on there and I'll try to get back to you. Take care now. Bye bye.